We've got Dr. Adetokunbo Pearce with us. He's the governorship candidate of the SDP in Lagos. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Well, a lot has been going on in Lagos politics, and looking through all of those, where is SDP in the scheme of things in Lagos?
The Social Democratic Party is in about 200 of the about 300 wards in Lagos. The structure of the party from ward level to the local government level to the state level is still in place. And on election day, our candidates will be represented at the polling sites. So we are fully ready for election.
Well, every election cycle, we always ask this question. What are the chances of any other party other than the APC, in recent history, in Lagos as the ruling party, even before they became APC? So, but again, it's the same. But what do you think is different this time around? Does the PDP, your party, for instance, do you stand any chance whatsoever in Lagos? Well,
don't forget that the positions that have been contested include Senate, House of Reps, and Lagos State House of Assembly. So when you talk about the parties not winning election in Lagos, you forget that in 2015, about 8 members of the PDP won House of Reps seats, and about, I think, something like 12 won House of Assembly, even though they lost the presidential, the gubernatorial narrowly.
Yeah,
so
those members,
the point is, yes.
Are they still there today?
That's another.
They've since left the party. They're no longer in PDP.
No. The House of Reps are still in PDP. Of the 8 or so that went into the Assembly, I believe 1 or 2 are still in PDP.
No, even of the House of Reps, I know quite a number that are no more in PDP.
That's not true. Not in PDP Lagos State. I'm trying to remember the name,
because I know he's moved. I'll get the name. He's moved from the PDP. He's contesting elections as governor in Imo State now. Tony, he's no longer in the PDP.
Well,
the list of others, which I will get.
That's just one person. But anyway, the point is, they won election, and we can still win election. We are very vibrant candidates for House of Reps and Assembly in Lagos now, and I am also running for governor in Lagos State.
So in all, which
chances are good?
In all, which seats are you confident of winning, in addition to the 3 you just mentioned?
Well, those are the ones that we are actually taking part in.
Because you said that you have about 200 out of 300 wards.
So election is not in the wards. You know, Assembly is not ward. Okay, so you have Assembly, you have about 24 Assembly, you have House of Reps. So out of the House of Reps, we have about 5 that are very vibrant in Bejuleki, in Surulere, in Mushi. We have members running for House of Reps in those areas, and we're very confident that they stand a very good chance of winning their election.
How concerned are you when you hear the comments from the electoral umpire saying that some parties, like your party, is unable to bring forward their party agents to superintend over the elections and protect your votes?
That is not something that is relevant to the Social Democratic Party.
Why?
We have agents virtually in every polling booth of the 13,000 polling booths in Lagos State. We are going to be represented by our agents at those polling sites. We are not one of those parties that don't have agents.
In which way should anyone have any confidence in today's SDP? Because SDP was obviously very, very strong in 1993. Up until now, I don't even know if anyone would list SDP number 5 in Lagos. What's giving you the confidence that SDP is that strong in Lagos at this time?
Well, in the first place, apart from the PDP and the APC, the SDP, as I told you, is in 80% of the wards, and that is where the campaigns are carried out. And this is not a question of party per se. When you go into a general election, you are now looking at individuals who have made promises, who stand for certain things, and who are attractive to the electorate.
But
so
both in public sphere and even in private chats with people, I mean, you know, as media, we should have heard how intimidating your campaign or your popularity should be, but that doesn't seem to be the case. What's the confidence, and why should anyone believe whatever the SDP says?
The popularity of the party, of myself as an individual running for governor.
Okay.
That's the difference. Because everywhere I've gone, and I've stated my case, and I've made it clear that the Social Democratic Party that I represent and myself are fully committed to improving the quality of life for people in Lagos State, that we are fully committed to implementing the social welfare programs of free education and free health care and affordable housing, and I am fully committed to completing the building the 4 Mainland Bridge, completing the light rail project, completing the Eastern Zone Road that Ambode started, and free education and full commitment to total development in Lagos, clean up Lagos, free up traffic in Lagos. So wherever I have gone, I have had
How
a lot
are your
of commitment
promises
from people.
different from that of the ruling party in Lagos? How are the promises you are making to the Lagosians, how are they different from the promises that are already being made by the ruling party?
You know, a lot of times people get these things wrong. I heard people saying that in 2015, the APC made promises of restructuring. That's not true. If you listen carefully to what is going on, there's a major difference between what we promise. The point is nobody in the different political parties, nobody in APC ever promised you free education and free health care, and that they're going to build the 4th Mainland Bridge. Since Sanwo-Olu has been speaking, he has never said things like that. And that is the point we're making. So what I'm making, there's also the question of integrity.
Yeah, but before you go to
full
that,
commitment. Where do you stand? Where have you stood
visible
before?
in those debates? Why?
Yes, pardon?
You've not been visible in a lot of the debates. Why?
I was not in the channel's debate because I was not invited.
Lagos State debate. Different groups, different
I have been in the PFN debate. I have been in the Bishop Vining debate. So the ones I've been invited to, I have been.
So what do you say?
And now,
they haven't seen your presence, of your paraphernalia on the streets?
No, my posters are everywhere. But the point is, the Social Democratic Party and myself do not have the kind of funds, for instance, that Jimmy Agbaje has been able to deploy. Because every time you put up your posters, they tear them down. I'll give you a great example. The biggest poster I made took to Tinubu Square. People were coming to watch when my people were putting it up. Overnight, it was gone. So this is what's been happening.
But and
it's not easy to replace them as fast as...
Every politician would say the same thing. Jimmy Agbaje would say that. Sanwo-Olu would say the same thing, that their posters are being torn down.
Sanwo-Olu cannot say the same thing.
I'm telling you.
He cannot say the same thing because everywhere you go, his posters are still there.
But there are others that have been torn down.
But the point I'm making is, when they tear up Agbaje's posters, the PDP has enough resource to replenish them. But he's telling you the truth. The point is, you know it yourself. Today you see the posters there, tomorrow they're not there. But that's beside the point.
You talked about not having the facilities that other political parties have, which is, neither here nor there, because one of the things that anyone would argue is that, for instance, an Obama campaign in the United States of America, he went around and he kept saying, you know what, people supported him as individuals, ordinary people supported him, gave him all the campaign, some funded his campaign privately and stuff like that. They wanted him to be part of what he was doing, and he could say to anyone who cared to listen that Americans, ordinary Americans, supported his candidacy. I would have expected that if you were as popular as you claim to be, that you would probably also, perhaps use the same strategy.
You should know, I'm sure you know, that the culture of fundraising is different here from the United States. I lived and worked in the United States for 20 years. It will be easier, not easy, because even in the United States, you must have your own funds, and your party must be well endowed. Members of your party, what's going on now with SDP is that we've not had anybody who was governor, who was minister, who was ambassador, who was president, so that we don't have a pool of money that the other political parties have. That's the reality. The little we have from friends and supporters is what has kept us to this point now.